same page as by Glocks. Thank you, Goat. What is a father? His girlfriend was pregnant. I think her name was Julita. Sorry if I butchered that. I'm not Spanish.
I'm not Spanish.
What is a father? His girl was pregnant. He had bills to pay as he did not, and moved in with his girlfriend. I remember, yeah, he got kicked out of his house for reasons unspecified. He had bills to pay. He was jobless because he was a junkie. Sorry, boy, you were. And on the hunt for a job because finding jobs in his country was allegedly a struggle. Pretty sure the job market in Uruguay was trash, so I believe it. What else? Yeah. I'm not gonna comment on that. I can't confirm nor deny. I will. Probably was ass. He overprices his Sprite. The job market in Uruguay, his country.
Oh yeah, third world country. You live in nowhere. Yeah. It's over.
He overpriced his Sprites, music, and everything, and understandably so. I mean, yeah, the Sprite overpricing honestly was not bad at all compared to what he actually was doing behind the scenes.
Nah, yeah. And it's crazy, on top of that, he was overpricing, like...
I honestly understand the grind. I understand the hustle.
Understand?
There's nothing to... Oh my god.
Yo, save it!
You gotta censor that. That's gone.
With all that being said, his living condition was terrible, but despite all of that, he still chose the wrong thing to do, and he sold explicit videos of his girlfriend, photos, for money. Which is low-key insane still. Not to mention he was beating on her and cheating on her throughout that all.
Beating? I ain't never seen that.
I saw a thing about domestic violence, like...
Wasn't he getting searched for that? Domestic violence?
Yeah, domestic violence. And that's crazy. That nigga was basically just a pimp.
I'm saying, got her pregnant, beating on her, selling on her, over.
It's supposed, but it's like, I believe it.
Yeah, supposedly he had done it to like other girls. Like,
yeah. It's like,
so this nigga is just terrible.
LordVoiid's moral compass has been put into question with all of this happening. His choices are ultimately his own. He has consequences to answer to. Do not idolize him. Be grateful for what you own. You can always ask for permission before making big choices. Let him be an example and not a leader. Don't be like Void.
Real.
Well said, Glocks. Well said.
That's what Glocks said? Damn.
Yeah. That was his little speech, his TED Talk. I'm asking Invalid first. How do you feel about that? Everything you've like seen, read, and from like everything.
It's honestly like it's kind of crazy because like seeing how like low key, I wouldn't say shy, but like how timid of a person he was.
Yeah,
like,
very.
It was just so unexpected to me that like
he was not doing all of that behind the scenes.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was already low key scummy, which like I guess could have given it off, but
I'm not really. He just seemed like kind of cheap, and you could have just chalked that up to his like country not giving him a lot of money. I thought like financially he wasn't doing that bad. I assumed he was like jobless and shit, at least at first. But it's like I didn't think it was that bad. I just felt bad at times, but like this is like crazy.
I'm saying
not what I've expected from the LordVoiid, Mr. Void Chronicle.
And then for him to like. Nigga tried to get in an announcement chat and speak some words of intelligence. No, bro, you're done, bro. You're done.
Like, okay, this is too much.
Like, just get out, bro.
Even Rack said in the announcement, he was like, "You're not sorry because like what you did. You're sorry you got caught."
And the fact that like it was multiple girls, like you're not sorry.
He really wasn't. It's really.
That's just.
He was really just a monster.
Really.
He really was. It's crazy to like think of the fact that he was like. It just doesn't sound real. Like LordVoid.
Yeah.
Like the LordVoid.
And especially the way that like the server ended, like when you see her, like that's just.
No, yeah.
Insane.
I want to get.
I'm not gonna lie.
That was looking funny though.
Oh yeah, let's save that.
Walker, Delta. Who wants to go next? How they feel? Their reactions.
I'm not gonna lie, for me, I think it's like, I don't want to say I saw it coming because I didn't, but I feel like it's also not that crazy like that it happened.
In your eyes, it wasn't that unlikely to happen.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying, like, obviously not a good thing.
I mean, I guess you're saying it like you had a slight feeling something like this would happen.
Yeah, just from the way he was like moving, like he was always like,
he was
in Hollywood all the time. He would always like air people like for no reason.
Okay, niggas just do that though. You can't even like.
No, yeah, Invalid does that.
Okay, I just be forgetting. Bro.
Okay, Invalid is like.
Anyone watching the video, Invalid airs y'all, and he sees the messages. He just doesn't want to talk.
I just forget, bro. I just forget. Sometimes I don't be wanting to talk though. I do not like texting. I don't even like texting these niggas, bro. I just hate it. I will call though.
He's still hasn't
It's crazy. Chill.
He's a scammer.
You're also a black elephant. Come here.
Cancel.
Chill. from the goat.
But yeah,
Judges.
I feel like
Yeah.
I had a feeling like he was gonna do something like horrific, just a little feeling, you know, because of
No, yeah, it's
Wait.
something outlandish. Like at least from the place that we were at, like not really knowing anything would happen. So to
And then
have
when-
that feeling is a little random.
yeah. And then when like it came out that he was like horrible living conditions, that feeling kind of grew. Like he might do something crazy for money, you know. At least for me.
No, yeah, I honestly, personally, if that thought process came to my mind like once, and I was like, that nigga probably a prostitute.
This is
Oh,
insane.
this is
Himself as a prostitute.
I mean, that's at least like more. That's a bad. That would have been a realistic.
mixed bag,
It's
never
illegal,
mixed
but it's a
bag.
better thing to do in that situation instead of like doing it for you.
It's like,
Be real. Be real.
I guess, bro. Like,
I'm not saying it's like, okay, let's not get crazy.
yeah, let's cut that off. Cut that out.
Okay. Delta, your turn.
Don't cut
How do
that
you
out.
feel?
I didn't even get to finish.
Oh, my
Oh,
fault.
yeah,
My
what
fault.
was you saying?
Nah, but like I think what's more crazier for me
My
than
fault.
what happened with him. For me, what's more crazier than what happened with him, the fact about how many people got genuinely upset that happened. Like I can understand if like
friends, like go deep.
yeah, like if you were his friend or like if you worked on his mod and then
Oh, of course, and then all of that happened, your work would be a waste. But I
yeah,
mean,
especially people like should I say names?
Nah.
I mean, why not?
People like Reese, because you know Reese was co-director for like
Yeah.
what, 2 years now.
Years.
Probably
She was
longer.
Time. This nigga Delta's
Game
game crashed, bro.
I'm doing it back.
People like Reese, who were co-director, and then probably Zoro, who did literally like everything that wasn't art and like charting.
No, yeah, the
Yeah,
coding
right.
goats. That nigga was carrying like crazy.
Yeah, he did all the mod charts, like the mechanics, like everything. And he made the mod look so like clean.
Real.
He did.
It's like even in the cancel the ticket looked so good.
Yeah,
I don't know what
Yeah.
they did. Everything just looked so good.
they do.
So
They
like
do.
people like that, you know, I can understand if they got upset about like what happened because their work just kind of, you know, got trashed.
Way to the
But
side.
like people outside of that, you know, if you weren't his friend, if you didn't work on his mod and they like upset you, I don't get it because I feel like that's just dumb to me. You're really idolizing someone online this much that you didn't know, you didn't
like-
really like work with, nothing. Like you, and then you just get upset.
Bro, you know, like, have you seen how people call like other people parasocial and shit? Like with streamers, that's exactly what that is, bro. Like, it's just why
just-
you're building a bond with a
yeah.
nigga that don't know you, don't care about you, and you potentially gave 1K to. I'm just saying, nobody. Did it.
Okay. Yeah, wait, no, that actually brings up a good point though. Like the people who gave this
let's
to-
go into that after. Let's go into that after. I want to open that up after. Let me get Delta's thoughts.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'm done. That's kind of all I wanted to say.
All right,
Nigga.
Delta,
Alright.
how do you feel about everything that happened?
I ain't gonna lie, that was low-key funny. What happened, bro? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I laughed.
I don't blame
I'm a
him though.
hater.
From like, yeah, this nigga's a hater. And from the wayside, we don't really have much involvement in what happened.
Yeah, it's hard
know,
to really care. I'm not gonna lie.
It
Like,
really is.
I
We're
can't
in a
lie
whole
though.
different-
Can't lie though. I'm not gonna say like I won't shocked about it though. 'Cause that
No,
was
of
still
course.
crazy to me.
No, yeah, in the moment, that was insane. I still remember
It
the moment
was
it happened.
crazy because before that announcement, okay, so y'all know I follow LordVoiid on Instagram.
Yeah,
Oh, you
wait,
do?
did he post anything? Or were you looking at
He
it?
posted, he said something about it, like his note, his
Jesus
Instagram note.
Christ.
And I was like, bruh, what happened? Is he like depressed? Is he going through something? I didn't know.
I
But
said,
then,
no, me and Walker were in a call. And we looked at his note, and we were like, what is it about? We had no idea.
But what was his
Yeah,
note?
and then Glock
His note
DMs
was
me.
something
about
I
the
think
Twitter
it was, like,
thread.
I'm a disaster. I ruined everything. That was his note on Discord.
Niggas was like, I think it was Rack. He was like, he's trying to get
More money. He's probably like pity or like.
yeah, trying to like get pity, and it's like, dude.
Oh, so at the
Yeah.
moment, like no one really knew.
No, yeah, of course. Like when I saw it with you, Walker, I had no idea what it was about.
Mainly, it's just I was surprised and I didn't know this was gonna happen. When the server got nuked, that was like, but that was so late, I like couldn't sleep. And I was like
No.
checking like, what's going on with Void today?
Oh,
And then
I was
just
there.
seeing like everybody had admin.
Let's get to the nuke in a minute. Let's go more in depth in that in a minute, because that's like later in the timeline. After
Yeah,
the
sure.
immediate, and we all got how we thought out the way. What's next? Do we address the $1,000 elephant in the room? I say this.
It could bring
more
up some
fighting.
eyebrows, but
It really.
I don't think it
could.
would hurt. I don't think it would really hurt.
I mean, I guess.
I feel like we should go into either that or like the community.
Oh yeah, how's like the
But no, the community should be like last, right?
I mean, I guess we could address what I had seen before.
Oh, I guess we can go into that then.
All right, let me go to just like a quick rundown of the job. It was just a lot of, it started with her commissioning him for Boxing Blue stuff, as you know, and then she wouldn't get responses. She would like try to show progress and try to speak to him and wouldn't get any responses. On top of that, would send him money like monthly for rent.
For rent? So what she paid
Like,
for his rent?
Yeah, it was like for a few months. I think it was like 300.
Wow.
We send him 300 at the beginning of each month.
This is so insane.
There's more to it, but that's like a lot of what I remember. I guess from her standpoint, it makes a little bit of sense, but at the same time, it doesn't. Like, and with all due respect, I just can't really see why she would continue to do that without getting anything. She referred to the Goldie Toast and like her friends as family, and I can understand that. I consider like y'all to be like family, y'all are like really good friends, but to send someone who you don't know that well, because in truth, I've known y'all longer than she knew them in Void,
And you wouldn't do that.
and I if I had the funds, I wouldn't do that. Like, respectfully, I couldn't give y'all 300 a month if I was if I was getting treated like that from y'all. Like Invalid.
I feel like for me, I could only do that to like probably Invalid.
No, only
the
Invalid.
He's the only one
I
around.
understand that. But
Yeah,
if he's treating you poorly as that was, I couldn't do that. So in her situation and her stance, I can understand initially wanting to help him make sure he wasn't homeless because you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. But eventually, I don't know why she didn't just stop and really look inward. Think, why am I doing this when I'm not receiving anything? Because even if you're making sure he's okay, you didn't get any commissions. You didn't get anything from him. You wouldn't even get to talk. He wouldn't respond to her like in DMs. Because at least if he's paying rent or doing something like that, I just don't understand. It's not to say like she said she was fine and in her financial situation, I know she'll be okay. She's rich. Still, to be that upset about it, you could have avoided it. I just think it was bad hindsight on her end.
That's literally what I said earlier. Like you could have, like you're doing it to yourself at that point. You're just doing it to
It
yourself.
really was. It really
you can't really
was.
blame him for that when it was your decision making.
Yeah, you can still blame him because he's still in the core was doing wrong, but at the same time,
Like you were the one
who enabled it. You continue to give him money when he wouldn't do anything for you and ignore you. It really is both of their faults. It's mostly Void's, I'll admit that. Liv isn't in the full wrong, but she could have definitely avoided losing as much money as she did in that situation. And if I were in her shoes, honestly, I would have done a lot differently. It's just different people at that day, different strokes for different folks. I don't have the kind of passion she does for mod creation.
It's not a bad thing to send somebody money. That's a really good thing.
No, of course not. No.
Standing on Justice's point though, I would never send nobody money if I don't even know them for like that. To me, he not even close to me like that.
No, of course. And honestly, Delta's known Void far longer than Lilith has. And from what she was saying, who she doesn't talk to him that often, Delta could be considered like a more relatable friend.
That's true.
I can't say for sure. I could know a lot less about the situation than I'm giving off, but from what I've seen and read and spoken to Lilith about between Vox and Goose itself, and then like in the comments of that video, from the messages she showed, she just doesn't seem to be the friend that like even Invalid or Delta is to Void. Hell, even Walker. Walker at least is like known Void for very long. Like acquaintances. I mean,
I've been in the Mac community since like before Void Sides came out.
yeah, and that just goes to show. I think
Boy, I ain't gonna
was-
lie. Void Sides really brought me into the community. It's kind of crazy. I'm still
Yeah,
not
no.
like as sad as people were when he
Yeah, I don't
people
think
found
like-
out.
For the amount of reach he had, you really gotta
feel-
realize how much he threw
Let's talk
away.
about
Like
something,
from all
bro.
the stuff that was getting like shown, or Reese was showing me in like Monos earlier. The amount of content there was, and there was potential for so much stuff. Boy threw everything away, man. I just think there could have a lot of people, well, a few people could have made a little better decisions, especially
think
in
so,
like
too.
who they cared a lot about.
Yes,
But what
definitely.
happened. You can grow and learn from it, and also just like
Yeah.
not listen as much because it's like it's already over now. All right, we finished talking about that, talking about Void himself, talking about Lilith. Let's finish the Void Chronicle saga. Let's go into the server.
Go
How
into the
Void then got
server.
nuked. What do we think about that?
Bro, I don't really know if it was like
Worth it?
yeah,
talking about
because I feel
Sheer?
like
Yeah.
because you know how much stuff is
Revel-
gone now.
Revel
Nah,
got that
literally.
Revel
Like
gave
there was
everybody-
like so many like songs in there. There was so much art that
There
people
was a lot of
posted.
art. VIP content is
lot
gone
of
for
art.
good. Irex's
Yeah.
best art is gone.
Yeah.
In my
Oh,
opinion,
that's true.
literally his best art is gone forever. That shit is like lost medium now. Which is actually really
Yeah.
sad because that was when he was at his best when I first joined. Like late 23 was his best when he was first getting into VIP content. I loved it. The pre-JoJo style. I still like the JoJo style. The Part 8 influence is insane. But I would be lying if I said I didn't prefer his original stuff.
I don't think it was a
Rebel-
worth trade. I'm not going.
I don't think it was. I preferred it being archived rather than just completely destroyed.
Yeah, because
Nah,
now we
yeah.
can't look
In
back at
turn,
anything. At
Yeah,
all.
we can't.
That's why I
nothing.
stayed in there. Like,
Yeah, me
Literally,
too.
same thing. I was staying there for it to be immortalized. I didn't mind it being like unable to talk because I could still talk. We announced it. There were still like 2,000 people in there. If anything would have happened, I could have like still announced anything happening in there. Like corruption, people would have still checked.
Oh, that too. Like the amount
But
of
we
people
still had
there-
2K people. There still could have been threats to talk in. Like things were still kind of okay. Sure, the server was like dead, but like it could, honestly, Revelo could have reopened chats.
why would we open chats though? That's like the
I don't
worst
know.
thing.
It's just it's just something else they could have done instead of killing it.
Yeah, nah.
I just think that was unnecessary. In total, it was unnecessary.
It was.
I agree.
At least, at the very least, from it, like Ruckus 2 got like 100 more members, so we at least got more people in there. But it's like still up, like around 1,500 people who aren't in either server.
And
Just
then
like
just
lost the
lost
win
some,
now.
Yeah.
Literally, those niggas have no Mac community to go to anymore. Like I couldn't imagine. Like there's no room, there's no place for communication anymore.
At all.
Like you won't know this shit's happening unless you see it on YouTube. And even
That's
then, a lot of
like-
that is like isn't told. It's usually just songs. It's pretty unfortunate. It's, I mean, I guess at that point, those who cared enough would have been there. So I can't
Yeah.
give.
I feel like all those people were like inactive.
Yeah, those were like just viewers, like how I used to be before I met y'all.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Yeah, I think it was like also very unnecessary. Like I get people just absolutely despise this dude now, but like
I still think deleting the server, which like a lot of people were still in, if there's a good few purposes it held. I don't think it was needed.
It's really funny how you say unfortunate. I'm talking about
Yeah. Oh yeah, Joe probably gotta remove those songs. Let's talk about that, like content. I don't know if I got too many mods I can talk about. As for VC, there's a bunch of content I've seen, at least now personally being shown from Reese, like a bunch of stuff that was scrapped. It was pretty cool looking at times. Some of it was cool, there had potential. Like Sweet Dreams looked ugly, but I like the Greed mat, like the flying sprite, it looked really cool. As for other mods, let's go into, the first thing that would come up is Map vs. Pika. Word out too. But let's go into Map vs. Pika as it's like a lot of that's gone. Map vs. Chill. Niggas bring back ancient strays. MVP lost a good bit of stuff because Void did what he did. It was I wouldn't say unlikely to get used, but MVP's art state was in a weird place anyway. So I wouldn't say all was lost. They still had like supposedly even right as we're recording, Zoinks is still like says she finished every sprite, hasn't sent them to Dennis.
Said that she was doing to
nah,
you, bro.
She might not be lying.
She might not be lying, but
They're not finished.
they're not finished. It happened to
They're
me
not, like,
just
fully
before this
finished.
happened. They might not be fully finished. It happened to me like what? I asked Zoinks to do a sprite. It had taken a month to get the FLA, and when I got it, it wasn't complete. I don't think those sprites from Zoinks will get done, respectfully. She's probably gonna see this, or she might not. I don't care.
Probably not.
Tell her for giving me unfinished sprites after Ghost like airing me for like a month.
That
I don't think
nigga
it's-
just weird, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, corruption is like anyone
Yeah.
watching the DC is corruption is like basically been done for a while. My coder Vortex has just been slacking like crazy.
this is just
You gotta send
undeserved.
I'm not
this
kidding.
This video to him
bro.
and timestamp
No, send it to him. Bro, Vortex, finish your shit, bro. Like, you're the reason this isn't out. But the server out the way and a little tangent talking about mod content. Oh, we didn't talk about all of them. B-sides. Anything about Void's content and B-sides? You want to talk about anything?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like
Raps.
Because you can
he
tell
did
people
do
about
stuff. I'm not gonna say what he did, but he did do stuff, and I can't afford to replace it. Even if I wanted to, I don't know how I would get to, and like I don't have the money to do it. And even let's say I did have all the resources to replace his stuff, like what
Who
he
could you
did
go
is-
to that's trustworthy?
And what he did is like I think
Pretty good anyway.
what he did was good. Like I don't care what people say, no matter how much you hate him. Like his stuff, you can't really just call it
He was
bad
honestly
because-
pretty solid at what he was doing. Like the match
Exactly.
stuff, definitely edits, he was the best at it.
And also, if I did get his stuff replaced, it would set the mod back a lot, like way more than the
It is
mod.
currently, and
Yeah,
people don't believe it's gonna drop, but it's honestly like close right now.
exactly. Like no one thinks it's gonna drop, but it's just like I don't want to send stuff out because then like it gets traced or whatever.
Yeah, silver. You
That's
know.
People
gay,
go-
bro.
People go
And
crazy.
you can't
over
get
it.
that
smart.
Yeah, like,
Daniel
so much.
Smart. You know, they know who they are.
So that's why people don't think it's gonna drop. But like it's actually close. And like if I I can't replace this thing. It would set the mod back too far. Then it probably wouldn't actually drop.
At all. Like, it'd be completely locked off.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do it. I know like everyone else is getting stuff replaced, but I literally can't afford to. Like, I just can't.
Oh yeah, speaking of getting stuff replaced, I guess I should talk about the elephant in the room. 'Cause I'm playing locked. Reborn. To anyone who doesn't already know, Reborn will be getting replaced with Reborn VIP, and Reborn VIP will just be the definitive version of the song. Besides that, I don't think there's many. Oh, it's ported out. I forgot. That was the first one.
Yeah.
Zachary
Can I
is.
go over MVP?
We did, and that's we tangent off into B-side from MVP because we knew how it would turn out. We tangented off the Zoinks from that.
I think
Yeah,
this.
After that, anything else we want to talk
I
about?
think it's done, bro.
Hold on.
Can we, all right, can we give any conclusions? Any conclusions?
Okay, conclusion statement. I'll go first. As of now, like Invalid was jokingly saying earlier in Walker, I'm pretty much like the next in line for.
I didn't even start the song.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
V3 is
yeah,
there,
yeah.
but like no one in the Mac community like has the love for V3 as they had VC. And hell, I see more good things about corruption than I do V3.
That's real.
Take it as you will. If Volume sees this, I doubt he will. But like, love I see for my mod is more than his, and it's like I don't want to get into how I feel about V3 today. We've all gone over this. Chill on, bud. It's just let's not. Anyways,
It didn't live up to expectations.
It did
at all.
not, but that's not. It's a conversation for another day. This video does well. We'll do more. Honestly, this is fun. A lot of not the smartest individuals in this place. Franksy's still roaming around. They ain't quit Matt music. Lost one of the goats. Any case, jokes aside, we need to know redemption will be the best, and I hope the Mac community doesn't die. How do y'all feel about Mac community and what's it looking for the future?
It's looking very grim in my opinion. Void, I'm not gonna lie, he was the one holding it all together, bro.
He really was.
Server
VC was like more than V3. VC was really like the bread and butter for everyone. It was
Exactly.
all content was inspired by it to a degree, except V3. No, V3 even was. Because they had Void on it like fucking Week Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even the official content was still like to an extent like touched by him. That nigga had influence like crazy. I need niggas to know. Hotline 024 had less downloads than Void Chronicles.
Yeah.
I checked the page.
That's so crazy to think about, bro.
1,000 less.
That's
BC was
like-
at
that's a
130.
lot.
Hotline 024 was like 128k. That's just like the reach Void had was actually immense. Niggas don't really realize, but he was the Mac guy. Above Volume, above Slayer, above Sam the Slide.
Yeah.
Them niggas can
He
cry.
was.
Void was the nigga. He was the number one.
Yeah. Like
He wasn't a GOAT. He's not Invalid.
But
He's not
wow.
NK.
Real.
He's not the Kings. But he was the king. You feel me?
yeah, I get you.
Dude, you corny. You're weird.
But no, yeah, he was holding it all together, and like almost all Mac content was literally like Void Chronicles fan charts, Void Chronicles this, you know, and then, like
Yeah, or if it wasn't that, it was at least inspired by it to a degree.
Especially with
Yeah.
the events, bro.
Events,
That's like
Yes, he changed
Oh, yeah.
how art
changed
and like
the
event
game.
permanently.
now
for
everyone's trying to
worse.
go crazy.
See,
with
we
it.
can really talk about how I always be going on my tangents, but like Mac community sucks, bro. I ain't doing that today. That's like, ugh, I'm gonna whole rant.
You know, and then everyone also like wants to work on Void Chronicles so bad, or like they wanted to. Like,
Yeah, at least I
everyone's
wouldn't say
trying
as
to-
much anymore, but a lot of people still did.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
like not the big people anymore. A lot of them either did or just knew how the situation was. What it was. There was no reason to. Because honestly,
Yeah.
for a good while, VC was just like in hell.
Yeah.
Y'all might not know, but I knew everything about VC for the longest. I just want to talk about it, but VC was in hell for a while. The IRIX switch was dumb.
Really,
I
it just
liked
killed
IRIX's
everything.
art, but he really just killed the mod. Void just interested in
They could
IRIX.
have been had V3.
No, yeah, Void Chronicles V3 could have been out a long time ago. I'm letting y'all know. Any like niggas who weren't aware, VC was pretty much like in good hands before that. Because Void could have done all the art himself with all the FLA edits. He could have got Subsilent, because Subsilent's style literally is just exactly the same, just better. It was literally like the stars were aligned, but Void threw it all away trying to get IRIX and shit. And then he had Zoro, still the best looking, like, in-game visually, I still think VC is the best looking mod.
I wonder how he of all people feels, because like he hasn't really said too much.
No, yeah, I only see that nigga post cat stickers all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't really actually interact if it's not talking about like coding shit with Vortex, from what I've seen, or someone else who needs help.
Oh, well, closing off,
Yeah.
or like what I was saying, my community is
Oh yeah, let Walker finish.
I think the Ruckus was a very good decision. You know, keep a way to keep it alive.
For a little
VCs have
bit.
been active, and like you know,
Yeah, I've been
Good
seeing a lot
interaction.
more people come together, no arguments.
I think like for now, I'm not gonna lie. For now, it's not looking too bad because
No,
Ruckus
yeah,
has,
we
like,
still have things. Ruckus is active. We still have like redemption to look forward to. Corruption is still in the works, and there's gonna be a V2. There will be a V2. B-side's been in the works since before I even had like the concept, bro. B-side will happen when it happens.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about dates when it comes to that. Redemption
Yeah,
is like
schools.
tomorrow.
For now, it's not looking too bad with the Ruckus too. But like, I think like
In time, it's
in
going
terms
to
of
get worse.
longevity, how is it?
Yeah,
Like,
might
Oh
be
yeah, and
worse.
longevity. There's nothing on the horizon majorly.
It's not.
Like nothing of the caliber of V3 and VC, and that's the bad part.
Yeah.
Because no one cares about corrupt. People care about corruption like most right now, but it's still not to the same level, and that's the problem.
like I would like to see the community last, but I just don't see that happening.
I can see it happening only when like Corruption V1 comes out and it pops off. If it doesn't pop off hard like VC, then we're doomed, honestly. Because Redemption, well, I don't think it'll be like if there will be a V2 for Redemption. Trust.
Yeah, probably.
But that's all from me, and I think that was Walker's point because we just spiraled off multiple times from what he said.
Yeah.
Walker, I mean, not Walker, Invalid. Your closing thoughts? How the community's looking?
Yeah, same
What do
thing.
you
Honestly,
think?
like it's long term is not looking good.
It really ain't. Delta, what about you? How do you feel about versus Mag fan content?
Versus Matt, it's gonna be okay because we have the Ruckus. The Ruckus will save everybody.
I hope so.
At the end of the day,
Niggas,
conclusion
bro.
is don't be like Void. Look up to NK because he's the new.
God,
Yeah, cut,
oh my
I'm not gonna lie,
God.
I'm not saying this nigga recording his raps.
No, chill.
Anyways, that's the end of the video.
Never mind, yeah.
Yo, this
Podcast
nigga
really gotta
Walker
do editing.
eating my
It's
dick,
just like,
bro. Yo, you see that?
Yo, cut that out.
we're leaving this in. We're leaving this in.
We are not leaving this
Cameras.
We're leaving.